Namaste. Welcome you all for the classes on meditation. This is the 35th in the series. We have been looking at Avidya. Patanjali identifies the main causes of our suffering: avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. We have been looking at this in detail, and we have seen how asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, that is the misidentification with body and mind, then excessive attachment, aversion, fear, how they can cause suffering, we have seen. And Patanjali says the root cause of all this are the adima klesha, fundamental klesha, affliction, is avidya or ignorance. And Patanjali identifies some stages as to how these kleshas can manifest in us. They can be udaharanam, in a very active state. We have seen that. Then you should know how to interrupt or separate from them. That is the stage called vichinna. And then you should weaken the kleshas. That is called tanu. We have also seen the process of that. Then he says you should take it to the seed form. You should make them dormant, prashupta, because these impressions don't go away so easily. Patanjali knows that it is not easy to get rid of these negative impressions. Therefore, he gives these stages, and we have to see, examine our own self. First, how many of these kleshas are haunting us? Asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, or all these factors, how much is it really causing disturbance in our mind? And then slowly learn to distance from them. Then weaken these tendencies. Then you can make it dormant, take it to seed form, prashupta. So today we will see what is the process of taking it to the form of a seed or make it dormant. So first, sit upright, close your eyes, don't hunch your back. You can sit you on a chair, palms upwards, tip of the thumb and index finger in contact. It's a very important thing we should recognize is that it's all to do with the mind. Of course, our own mind. And we should handle it through the mind. So be attentive, watch your posture. First we will chant Om 3 times with complete attention, devotion, dedication. Inhale. Be quiet. The negative impressions in us are the root cause of all our misery. This firm understanding we should have so that we don't complain against others for all the miseries that we experience within us. If we are not feeling tranquility inside, it is because we have negative impurities. So Patanjali says, first we should identify how much of these are active in us, so that's why he very clearly says, Avidya kshetram uttaresham prashupta tanu vicchinna udaranam. Honestly examine how much of this pride, misidentification with body and mind, that is asmita, raga, attraction, sukha anushayi raga, dvesha, aversion, dukkha anushayi dvesha, then abhinivesha, fear. The two, fear of losing the body, the fear of death. How much of these negative tendencies are active? Then we should learn to interrupt them. distance them. First stage is very important. Honestly identify, yes, this is bothering me. Very important. Instead of saying because of something or someone else I am disturbed, you must recognize because of this negative impurity in me I am disturbed. It's a very important step. That is the beginning. So that honest introspection should begin. Once you know that these are the things that are active, then you should interrupt them, because always such thoughts keep bombarding within us. So you should interrupt, distance from them. That is the starting point of coming out of these things. We have already explained this in the previous classes. Then you should weaken them. For that you have to associate with good guru, good scriptures, good company. Then we must make it dormant, prashupta. For that, we have to sit and contemplate as to how these negative tendencies are influencing us, and we must recognize the uselessness of these negative tendencies. These negative tendencies are in the chitta, in the form of samskaras, that is, they are subconsciously encoded and they influence all our thoughts. We have already discussed how to handle each one of these negative tendencies. So, as often as possible, we must take audit of these negative tendencies or kleshas. Recognize them and then gradually, step by step, weaken them. Then also some vasana will be there. Then, through this process of inner contemplation, we must make them dormant. Even though when these tendencies are weakened, when appropriate circumstances or situations come, they try to come back. They try to become active. Even that should not happen. Just an example. A and B are there. A hates B. That is Udaharanam. He always, thinks about B because he hates him, dislikes him. Therefore, A suffers. So, A should begin in somehow distancing from B to begin with, so that he interrupts such thoughts. Vichinna. This can be, yes, physically he doesn't meet him much or see him much. And then he starts association with a guru or good scriptures, good company. When he does that, the tendencies become weakened. But even in this stage, when he again meets B, the thoughts of hatred can come. So one has to be careful. So after it is thinned down, we must sit and contemplate, understand the uselessness of these tendencies, and then they go to the dormant state, seed form. So how to send it to the seed form? That you can do only when you understand what is avidya or ignorance. We will see that definition of avidya in our next class. But this process we should understand. Just one example we have given of hatred. Similarly, it could be the fear of death, which can cause a lot of anxiety. It can also cause depression. First, we have to recognize, yes, the mind is getting troubled with this negative impression called fear of death. It is the state of udaharanam. For many people, this will be always in the active state. Now, this is one major fear. Various other fears can also haunt. We have discussed all these in detail in our previous sessions. And then you should know how to vichinna, create that distance. From these thoughts. The distance can be created by occupying ourselves with some selfless work, because the moment there is something selfish, the fear will all the more grip. And then Thanu, you have to weaken it. How do you weaken? Through association with a good guru, a competent guru, good scriptures, good company. Then you have to drive it to dormancy, seed form. Which means they don't actively trouble you. That is the state of prashupta. To drive it to that state, we should understand what is avidya. If you understand that, then you can drive it to the seed form. Seed form means it is in the seed form, so it does not manifest, but it can still sprout. We should understand. This is an important step, but not the final step. It is dormant means it does not manifest, but it is still there. Then the next stage comes, that is through deeper techniques of meditation. You can burn these seeds. So when the seeds are burnt, they can no longer sprout. But anyway, there's a long way to go. So first work on this. So once we understand what is avidya, then we can make all this dormant. So we will see what Patanjali says about avidya or ignorance. The very definition he gives is good enough for us to take all these negative tendencies to the state of prashupta so that we can all experience a sense of calmness, always. That is the promise of sage Patanjali. We offer our prayers to sage Patanjali. Take a deep breath. Yogena jittasya padena vajam malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarottam pravaram muninam Patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Hari Om. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shubhamastu.